Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Fatamorga. Playing on the northern side as the Space Marines, we have got Critter 256. And playing on the southern side, also as the Space Marines, we've got Dr. Victor Von Knox. Von Knox will be going for a couple of Scout Marines and a Chapel Barracks for his opening. Whereas Critter 256 is basically going to go for the same, with a cheeky plasma generator on top of that. So we are, a mirror match. We don't see them very often, and I know they're not exactly the sexiest thing going on, but I've heard, on good word, I've been promised, that this game will not only blow your hair back, but also flick your nipples with excitement. So be prepared for, you know, some balls to walls, nuts to butts action going on in this game. Now, for the current patch of Unification, Space Marines have had a couple of things been changed for them. Mainly how would one say? It's a lot to do with their vehicles, I would say, having a brief look at the patch notes. Lots of their Land Raiders, they've had some buffs to them. The Baal Predators, they've got assault cannons that have now basically had like a damage buff. They can now get 3 Razorbacks with a assault cannon weapon buff increase. The Primaris Intercessors, they can now get 2 of them rather than 1. So yes, indeed, the Primaris are slowly but surely coming out en masse. I think maybe every single patch will just increase that by 1 and then gradually will these boys down. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows what's going to happen? But red versus green, a wonderful colour combination to be seen. It's like Christmas. And we are going to be seeing Dr. Victor Von Knox, PhD in Dawn of War, going to come over and see if he can rustle some jimmies over by the relic side. Whereas these guys are going to do the same, but on the other side. So look at this. Mirror match, mirror stratagems. And Scouts versus Space Marines. The Space Marines will win all day long. Going in for a cheeky decap, watching that skull go all the way down. Whereas these Space Marines have kind of bottled it and decided, okay, fine, we'll play on the defensive. That is what we shall do. Not having the exact same amount of number. In fact, 5, 6, yes. 6 versus 5. Pure numbers means that the Red Marines will win. Scouts could come over and pull the finger out, maybe support, but it's not what they're doing. But on the closer side to Critter 256, that does mean that the incoming Force Commander will be able to come over a lot quicker than the one of... Oh no, they're same times, same timings. Okay, alright. So I suppose if they're both going to go for the exact same build order, it's all going to come down to superior mechanical prowess. At the moment, the Red Marines have denied a strategic point. So the numbers are on the side of the good Doctor. Force Commanders going to focus on the big squads each, as they flail around their chain swords in a most intimidating fashion. More Space Marines out for Critter 256. A little bit of argy-bargy in close combat. All melee has been engaged. Neither player has gone for any weapon upgrades. Red Commander sliced up the Green Commander just a smidgen. Could really do it. There we go, with a listing post being upgraded. That would definitely turn the tide in a defensive engagement. And here we are, it's just who's the goodies, who's the baddies, who's really turned traitor. As the Inquisition and a bit of a number saying, ah yes, one of you must fight the other for reasons. Red Marines have now massively gone in the wrong direction. Only the gods may know what they're actually up to, but massively in the wrong position at the moment. They are now 1 man to 2 in this fight, and the listing posts are starting to be built up. Relics are being captured, although the one over here is definitely on top much quicker. Tier 2 on the way for Dr. Victor Von Knox, whereas nowhere near, although you do have the green money for it, you just now need to save up the blue. Well, a little bit behind because they had to build up a second squad of Space Marines. So will that come back to bite them later on? It all remains to be seen.
Yes, my lord.
I mean, they can now start putting a lot more pressure on if they really want to. I'm going to pop down a heavy bolter turret that maybe an upgrade on these listing posts will also assist them as well. Nothing else coming out at the moment, although the vehicle cap increase is being thrown straight on in. So I imagine we will probably be seeing that extra Razorback Which puts, I mean, I suppose it puts the Space Marines into the same kind of league as the other Space Marine factions, considering that 3 Razorbacks is usually the standard amount of Razorbacks that you are allowed. Whether we will be seeing those Primaris Intercessors being made use of, who really knows? Green Marines fall back. They've done a pushback, but not going to fall into the same trap as the Red Uns. They have also gone for Tier 2. Current economy is 80 and 10 compared to 92 and 20. Tier 2 just finished for the good Doctor. And I don't know if he's got the money for a machine cult at the moment, but I imagine one will be coming too sweet. There we are. It's been popped down somewhere. Where have you popped that? Around the front line. Well, not on the front lines. Behind a wall. Behind a pier wall, if you will. And everyone just manoeuvring around. Got some scouts. Just having a look, seeing what's going on. They will not be able to see the little bands on the building. Because if you notice, if you're not aware, when you're in Tier 2, the Space Marines get a nice little cool bandana on their HQ, which is not on Critters at the moment. So you will have missed the tech up. He's got to imagine that that's coming up soon, because there wasn't much else being built. So the Doctor having to use his powers of inference to be able to predict what the Green Marines are up to next. Skull Probe has been spotted. Trying to get out of there as quickly as it can. Not taking too much damage, to be fair. But now probably will, as to see the second squad of Space Marines gets shot down. Big sad for the Skull Probe. And a Land Speeder. Okay, alright, you've gone for Land Speeder. Well, swift and nimble. Does the double jump. Bit of an odd maneuver, but it's a thing. Nice and cheap. Good bit of anti-infantry to just throw down nice and quickly before the Space Marines get their anti-vehicle stuff on the go. But you're going to go for an armory, sir. You're not going to go for vehicles. You're going to stick with getting some big buff boys, I imagine. And that makes sense. You did buy an extra squad of Space Marines, so may as well make use of them. Got a couple of missile launchers in the squad. And a couple of plasma guns. So one Space Marine squad to hunt down infantry, the other one to hunt down vehicles, although that is a bit risky, because if the missile launch squad gets tied up by these lads, there's no AV on the go for them. Another glorious duel briefly breaking out, but sacrificing almost a whole squad here. But yeah, that's a whole squad wipe right there for them. So while these land speeders do provide a whole smorgasbord of damage, they are very fragile, and without a infantry front line, they will die pretty quickly. Gonna go for a third one. Fourth one, fifth one, right, okay. Land Speeder Tempests is on the menu today. Some war gear bionics. Maybe a chaplain would be a good idea. Have you gone for chaplain? No, you haven't. But mass infantry just calls, it begs out for a chaplain to be popped in their ranks. Have you got a plasma pistol on your commander? No, you haven't. I imagine that those will be coming any moment now. Critter not quite spending his money as efficiently as we would like. There goes a machine cult. I assume there will be a Rhino transport on the cards for him, just to keep on top of these lads, although they've been zapped by a skull probe. So that has briefly turned this boy off. There we go, he's reactivated his guns. But yeah, skull probes, not a bad shout. Here come the missile launchers. One hit does a fair decent chunk of damage. Quite slow firing rate there. Can't really fire on the move neither. But heavy weapons increase. I do hope it goes for a mix of weapons on both squads. Scout Marines of the green variety also going to go for some plasma guns as well, so quite an expensive upgrade for a scout unit, considering how easy they are getting killed. And Dr. Victor von Knox maybe overextending once again. Yeah, okay, you might get a squad wipe on the scouts, but is that worth losing all your land speeders? I don't think it is. Yeah, almost losing them. In fact, no, don't send them back. He's brave. Oh no, he's probably freeing up Squad Cat maybe. Now for some land speeder Tempests and their frag missiles. But flying units do not fare well against missile launchers in any way, shape or form. Well, I mean, maybe like the Chaos Hell Talent or other, you know, things might do, but the Space Marines flying units are very much skirmishing units. You do not want them to really go toe-to-toe with anything substantial. There is a Devastator squad, followed by another Devastator squad. And a Rhino. So stick them all in there. A couple plasma cannons well when they hit tier 3, which is what's going to be happening fairly soon. So out-teching these boys quite substantially. But I mean, there is a lot of upgrades coming from these armories. I think that Victor Von Knox is probably a little bit behind on those upgrades for now. The Devastators, I don't think got their full manpower. Rhino looking to get a bit of a flank on there. Yeah, they're not at full numbers quite as of yet. So maybe leave them outside the Rhino for the moment. Let them get some fresh air. And Land Speeder Tempest from Crater now. You have the crack missiles. That's helping against any further vehicle incursions. And dear oh dear, one full squad of Devastators now being tied up by a Force Commander. That is 4 missile launchers, 1 glorious volley. And will that take down the Rhino? It will indeed take down the Rhino. Devastators now having to take the long way home. Quite nimble are those Devastators, not held back by their large array of guns. Force Commander now got his plasma pistol, taking some pot shots off. And we're going to see a Predator. Now, I can't imagine that you would go for your assault cannons at this point. You're not the Baal Predator. Ignore me. You're a Baal Predator? Checking my notes on my alternative screen? Maybe. Maybe you do have a version of that. Ah, Baal. Right, it's the upgrade that you get for the thingamadoo-dad. Fair enough. I understand things. I have a rough idea of what's going on. So these guys will be running away as fast as they can, waiting for more assistance. Not really able to get much of a push on in. Tier 3 on the way. Force Commander is being re-recruited. Must have been lost at some point in that engagement. Tier 3 is already ready for Dr. Victor Von Knox. That's a lot of firepower, and they're now going to go for a couple of las cannons. But yeah, just exclusively las cannons. Anticipating some vehicular counters from the Green Marines. Baal Predator got a powerful cannon and auto cannons designed exclusively for killing infantry, so I imagine the Devastators killing buildings and vehicles. Predator focusing on the infantry. But the Lance Cannon's not quite getting as many shots off as they would like on those Land Speeder Tempests. Bit of a 3-point turn from the Predator as they turn their wicked and foul attentions to listening post. Oh, a couple of plasma cannons in there as well. Very nice stuff. Skull Probe looking to see if maybe he can get a little bit of a stun off on that Predator. Here they come moving forward. They can snag that Predator and have a better time against the Devastator Marines. Here comes a Rhino transport to get them out of dodge should they need or require. Force Commander charging on forward, does get brought on to very low health very quickly. Baal Predator is dead. Rhino takes them out of trouble as quick as you like. Dear oh dear. Well, it's not the engagement that the Red Marines wanted. We go for another Predator. Now the orbital relay as well. So potential for tier 4 shenanigans. Steinguard veterans? No, not quite. You're going to tease us with those. I can never remember if it's Steinguard or Vanguard are the ranged or melee orientated ones. Their names always are too similar to me. There's the Chaplain. We wanted to see that about half an hour ago. And a Predator for the Green Marines. So matching like for like could really do with this Land Speeder Tempest being repaired there. Ah, one shot, one kill. Almost getting the other Land Speeder as well. Well, we've got the Predator now going to go for an Executioner pattern. which are plasma guns. Plasma cannons, even. What's your side weapon, Mr. Predator? Flamers, right? Yep. Just F you to everyone who stands close to another. Morale being broken, really quickly working its way through the health of those Marines. Well, not many are full health at the moment. If he was able to get one more shot off, that might have been a whole squad wipe right there. Sit the chopper in them, get them into good stead. Now have a Predator who's gone for the exact same kind of loadout as well. So that Spider-Man meme where there's two Spider-Mans and one of them's pointing at the other. Classic memes only on this channel, I'm afraid, boys and girls. That's what we do. Got some Terminators. We've gone for... Now, interesting is going to go for these assault cannons. On paper, assault cannons, quite powerful, quite strong. But they, you know, that's one weapon. Whereas if you go for the cyclone missiles, they're on the back, and they've still got their shooter bits as well, so if you want maximum spread of fire, you go for the cyclone missile launchers, but I suppose he wants to get as much heavy infantry damage as possible done. A sneaky maneuver from the good Dr. Servitor, also chasing after this Predator with his arms twitching. Let's just ignore that he missed that first shot from the plasma cannon. No one saw that, that's fine. This poor Servitor burned to a crisp. Good economies, Green Marines are at 132 and 79 compared to 125 and 79. Very even economies overall. We do also have some Marines being dropped in, and that is a Dreadnought saying hello, and more things been dropped in. That's double Dreadnoughts, double the trouble. Devastator's also going to come in as well to ignore the slow moving army of Critter 256 and see what he can do. That's awesome. Terminators in here as well. Very risky to put them all in one basket there, but a beautiful display of using Pathfinder to his advantage. Orbital bombardment keeps these guys away from all the shenanigans inside the base as they break down sacred artifacts, and the army as well. Got some assault Terminators going hand-to-hand combat. Artifact goes down. Also, was that a Servitor that's been either snuck in or he was drop podded in at some point, but going to build up a heavy bottle to it as well. This might be a game-ending assault going on here. Terminators will be popping out to say hello from the chapel barracks. Scorched there from the floor as the other Space Marines come in. Now got an orbital bombardment inside their own base, but doesn't seem to mind. Like for like, as we say. Really seeing every single trick in the book that can be played by the Space Marines at the moment. A beautiful spread, getting those Terminators a couple of times as well. Absolutely glorious, glorious stuff. Force Commander getting a few dead men in there as well as he is about to be taken down. HQ looking a little worse for wear at the moment. Still got those green Terminators going. Terminator going around the flanks. And the missile launch squad is now going to be tied up in close combat by an ironclad Dreadnought, so a little bit tougher than your average not Terminator, sorry, not Devastator neither. Dreadnought. Force Commander gets thrown over the edge. Boo-hoo, he says. And Tier 4 has finished for Dr. Victor Von Knox at the moment. So even though he's not got the kill here and he's lost a lot of his fighting forces, he is now in the ultimate tier. So it's all going to be about how can Critter 256 do some sort of counter-attack with the current fighting force he has available at the moment. The Red Marines have got sweet bugger all, although Chapter Master Gabriel Angelos is coming out, and also a Land Raider Phoebus. So there we are. Battle continues, but can a Land Raider and Chapter Master himself hold things off? They are going to rebuild what they have lost and also repair the stronghold, which will reduce the incoming economy for them for a little while. Stuck on the pathing at the moment. That's very unfortunate. Every single second counts if they want to make use of this counter-assault.
We stand ready.
Sternguard veteran squad, a little bit stronger. It's got access to the Hellfire rounds, which will do damage to heavy infantry and infantry. And here he is, unlike brothers, the enemy must be nearby. Look at him. A mighty, mighty man. Got the buzz cut as he gets knocked on his arse by plasma cannon. Joins the Sternguard veterans. And this guy's an absolute behemoth in close combat. He'll come on in, smack you down, make you say thank you for it as well. He's like a regular force commander, but with just so much more to give. And here is that Land Raider Ferbus. A mean mother hubber. Plenty of armour. Las cannons, heavy balls, classic array of weaponry. And don't think that the Green Marines actually have the punching power to break through its armour. The Land Raider Ferbus isn't exactly a game-winning unit. It's not like something that comes in and kills things. It's more just like a supporting unit that just stands there and does, well, just takes all the damage. There he goes, comes on in, brings down another beautiful orbital bombardment. And then also runs into it himself because he doesn't care. He has no chill whatsoever. Green Marines throw down the Terminator squad. And actually, the Red Marine's not looking super fancy and fresh. The Land Raider seems to be stuck on something. The Chapter Master is down. The counter-assault continues. We do have a Vanguard veteran squad. And what else? What else have we got going on for us? A Whirlwind, that's cool. A greater machine nave, so potential for a Titan. But you don't have Titan money at the moment. Oh no, you live. You just went inside the Land Raider Ferbus. Fair enough. Well, Vanguard will jump in. And they will win in a close combat engagement against regular Space Marines, but there are a whole bunch of Terminators. And everyone else are Sternguard veterans, which will kill you remarkably quickly. But they're just fending off for now. And oh, heavens forbid, that Whirlwind saying F these guys in particular. A Predator goes down. Another one looks like it'll also be following suit. And without the armour, I don't think they can actually pull it off. They need something equally substantial to hold their own against the Land Raider Ferbus, maybe even the Land Raider Ferbus themselves. I don't think they're building one at the moment. With nary but a small amount of lads. Here's Dr. Victor Von Knox holding things back. Now things are being deep stricken in. Are you friend or foe? Well, those things you might be foe. Oh no, you are friend. That's nice. You can always do more friends in the 41st millennium. These relics have been absolutely hounded all game though. Vanguard veterans. Tougher than your average jump infantry. Seem to be weathering the storm relatively well, but surely they can't live forever. They do benefit from the 25, well not 25%, so is it a 50% range damage reduction when you are in melee? Oh, I've got some scouts. I suppose why not, they're there. Make use of them while they can. Tempting that decat, but probably a little bit too late. That's a scary block of infantry to worry about. Are we seeing Titan? We are seeing... No, we're seeing a Land Raider Terminus Ultra, which is like a regular Land Raider, but even beefier. Brings out the United States of Smash. Shows people a good old time, as long as they're plus Ultra after all. There is... Well, you are Primaris Force Commander Boreal. Oh my goodness. It's Gabriel Angelos versus Boreal. It's an Alfabusa special. Oh, it's just... It breaks your heart. friends turned against each other. As you might be surprised that Force Commander Boreal has crossed the Rubicon Primaris. And as much as the artillery is trying its best, just every moment that goes by, there's just chunkier and chunkier Marines coming out to play. And Alfabusa on a bit of a bind, but here comes the Land Terminus Ultra. Although, you've just got a million las cannons. I don't know if las cannons will help you here, actually. But another beautiful orbital bombardment. Sends these guys moving back a little bit. Got Primaris Boreal inside the base, being a bit of a nuisance. Holding things off for now. I suppose you just charge him into your base, don't you? Willy-nilly with all those twin-linked las cannons. Terminus now messing up for the Red Marines. Boreal not having the best times. I don't think he even took down a single plasma generator. And there he is. Fading away.
We stand vigilant.
In a field rain kind of scenario. Good lord, yeah, that does the damage. Might not look like a massive chunk of health down on a animated Alfabusa, but there we are, both of them activating their machine spirits to make them a bit tankier. Whirlwind knocking around the formations a smidgen. Assault Terminators charging on in. Will be bonking quite hard. Good heavens, that is just one way to delete a Land Raider. And the good old-fashioned flanking Dreadnought just to keep the Marines tied up while the Assault Terminators go to town on whoever's nearby. But these regular old Terminators will be showing them the business. Gabriel Angelos of the green variety has been smirted. Terminators tending to teleport away. Don't think they actually got away. I don't think. No. I doubt it, somewhat. Here they are. Further pushing on in. The Relic once again getting the short end of the stick. Are you going to go for anything Great Machine Navy self? But I don't. Do you have the money for any? Not really. Not really, not at the moment. Push continues. And they're just regular men up against the biggest tanks that the Adeptus Astartes has to offer. I mean, it's tactical Dreadnought armour. Can withstand most things. Constant las cannons to the face does not appear to be something they can handle. Gradually being pushed back and constantly having things thrown round their neck of the woods. There's another Dreadnought, just for good measure. And what else have you got to offer us, Critter 256? You've got some lads in the orbital relay. I mean, maybe a cheeky flanking manoeuvre is what the Doctor did not order. Oh, well. Maybe just the intimidation factor killed that Whirlwind. Oh no, it was Warlord Titan. Or Warhound Titan even. Do like the maneuverability of these Titans though. There's a much natural feel to it. Very nice. And they'll be waddling on over. But the Space Marines look like they're already on the out and out. And even with all the damage coming in, the Servitors coming to repair them. And the Green Marines, before the enemy tank can even say hello, they're gone. So, I mean, I like it. You know, they went for the idea of, right, okay, well, in the early game we had to buy more Marines, so may as well lean into it more. You know, perfectly natural unit composition progression. But Dr. Victor von Knox been able to get a slight early economic lead and just constantly being one up on the tech. I absolutely swore that once that fight ended there and the counterattack was coming in, the counterattack was going to be the thing that won in the end. But no, that was not it. Dr. Victor von Knox bringing out a couple of land raiders and saying, right, come at me, bro. And, well, he came and he saw and he conquered. So there we are. So cheers to Critter256 for sending this game into the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As we miss Landshark, apologies always never short. Now see you in a bit. Peace.